This is task number 4, so we're going to do a white blood cell count. So we have made a list of our different cells that we're going to be looking for. And we have our slides. We're going to place it on with the frosted edge to the left. And we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to start under 10 so that I can focus in. And then I will adjust from there. So once we're all focused in, we'll move up to 20. Focus in there. And we're going to go ahead and move quickly across our slide just to kind of check to make sure everything looks okay. So we're going to move up to 40 and we're going to make sure that our slide looks okay, that it doesn't need restained or anything like that. So we don't have any blank spots or spots that don't have a sample on them. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and start looking for our cells, and as we come across them, we're going to go ahead and mark them on our paper until we've reached 100. And mostly we should be seeing neutrophils and monocytes if this is a healthy pup. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue our count, but go ahead and pause our video. And then we'll be back once we have our 20 white blood cells. So we'll be back shortly. Okay, so we are going to mark our last cell there. So then what we want to do, we want to do a platelet count. So we're going to go ahead, get our oil, and just put a small drop on. So then we can go ahead and use our oil view once we get focused in to do our platelet count. So we're just going to go ahead and look at the same number of fields for our platelets as we looked at for our white blood cells. And then while we're counting these, we'll go ahead and pause our video, and then we'll be back shortly. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and mark down the platelets from our final field here. And then we didn't notice any abnormal white blood cells today, so that's a positive thing. So then the next thing we want to do is we want to add up the number of cells, or white blood cells that we found in each category. For the monocytes, lymphocytes, and the basophils, we had no basophils. We had 33 lymphocytes, 4 monocytes, 6 eosinophils, and 57 neutrophils. And then our platelets, 44. So the first thing we want to do is turn that into a percentage. So to turn that into a percentage, we're going to take the total number of each cell. So our neutrophils are 57, and we're going to divide that by 100. So it's going to give us a 57% for that. And then we're going to do the same thing for each one of our white blood cells. So we're going to have 6% for eosinophils, nothing. For the basophils, that's going to be a 0. Our lymphocytes are going to be 33%. Our monocytes are going to be 4%. So now that we have our percentage, we're going to go ahead and look at our platelets real quick and see how many we found in each field. So we're going to take the number that we had in each field. So we had 7 per field, and we looked at a total of 10 fields. So we're going to times that by 15,000. So I take 7 times 15,000, and that's going to give us 105,000 for our platelet count. So the next thing we want to do is get our white blood cell count. So we want to take the number in the 10 fields. So for that, we're just going to use our lymphocytes to determine that one. So we had, in 10 fields, we had 28 lymphocytes. So we want to take the number from the 10 fields, which is 28, and we're going to times that times 2,000. And that's going to give us 56,000 for our estimated white blood cell count. And then we want to do our absolute value. So for that, we need to take our percentage. So we'll just do our lymphocytes since we've already determined everything else. So we have our lymphocytes at 33. So we're going to take and make that into a decimal. So it's going to be 0.33. And then we are going to times that by our estimate. So we have our white blood cell estimate. So that's 56,000. Which gives us, sorry. Okay. And then, I'm sorry, that's not correct. I'm sorry. So we want to take our percentage, our 0.33, and then we want to times that by 2,000. Which is going to give us 660. And then we want to times that by 10. 0.33 times 2,000 times 10 gives us a total of 6,600 for our absolute value. And you would do that for each one. So with your eosinophils, you would take your percentage of 6%, make that into a decimal, 0.6 times 2,000, and then times that by 10. So that would give you your absolute values. So then we're going to go ahead and come over to the computer screen. This shows you the different white blood cells. So you have your monocytes and your lymphocytes, which are the ones that we would normally want to see. We didn't have any basophils, which are right there. Our eosinophil is there, and our neutrophil is there. An increase in these could be from an infection or some type of a disease, virus, that type of thing. And that is task number 4.